Hello everyone, it is Wednesday evening, October 11th, 2023, and you have found my Facebook Live. I do this every Wednesday. I come to you live on Facebook, or you might be catching this on the replay on YouTube. Welcome in. We're going to have fun making this card tonight. It's a special fold card, so I'll show you that in a minute. If this is your first time joining me, let me just tell you a couple of things. After this live is over, then I will post on my blog the dimensions for this card. So if you want to make one like it, you have all the dimensions you need. Also, next week, I will draw and somebody will win this card. So last week, we made this fun trucking along card with the punch. We put rust on our truck. And I'll tell you at the end of the video who won that card from last week. Hey, Nancy. And then I'll show you some other cards that I've made with this technique too. All right, a couple of things to let you know before we get started. Free shipping ends tonight. So if you want to take advantage of this, I had posted something the other day. You should be able to find it from the 9th. So Tuesday, there's a link if you want to shop there, or you can reach out to me if you want me to place the order for you. But that ends tonight. Minimum order of $75 to get the free shipping. So I didn't want you to forget about that. And then also, if you're not already a member of my team, there's a fabulous special going on right now. So normally the starter kit, you get $125 of product. Hey, Betty. For $99, and you don't pay shipping on that starter kit. So that saves you another probably 10, I don't remember, probably about 10 bucks. So it's a great deal. Well, right now, in celebration of Stampin' Up's 35 years, you can either get 35% off your starter kit, or you can get 35% more in your starter kit. This is only through October, so time is running out on this. Well, I guess it's not quite running out, but it's only this month. So if that's something you've thought about, you do not have to do classes like I do. You do not have to have videos. You can just get a discount on your purchases. So if that's something you're interested in or want to know more about, be sure and reach out and ask me about that. Okay, let's get to stamping. So this is called the Leporello, I don't remember. It was something that Kay taught us in the technique class that I take from her. I'll try and put it in the description so I can tell you what it is. But you just use circles, and when you untie this little ribbon, then this folds out. Uh-oh, this one's coming apart. I'll have to fix that. But it just unfolds like this. So it's a fun way to just add a bunch of little elements and then fold it all up. And then you just tie it up. So let me show you, before we make this one, let me show you a couple of others. This is the one that we made in Kay's technique class. This is using the Zany Zoo. That one I got glued better. It's sticking together. Isn't that fun? And you just tie that back up. I'm not going to make you watch me do that. And then I had to do one with the autumn leaves and that beautiful paper that was here briefly and is gone again. But this one just unfolds too. Isn't that fun? And it's not hard. So let me show you how you do this. Okay, I'm not going to make you watch me tie that either. All right. Get all of our pieces. And again, I will, on my blog, will tell you all the dimensions. So I'm going to start with our black circles. And these circles were all cut with our, I use this all the time, and for some reason it just slipped my brain. Stylish shapes. So that's what these are all cut with. 3 different sizes so that they will layer. But we're going to start with our black ones. And I'm going to grab my trimmer because we need to score these. So you do not want to use the dark one. You want to use the light one. That's your scoring. So hopefully you can see this. So you want to score at 1/4 of an inch, which is this line right here. So I'm going to do, this is the center circle. And then you want to slide it over and keep it at the same angle until you get to 1/4 of an inch on this side. So that's your center circle. Now you have your folds for either side, your folds for either side. That might have been up too far, wasn't it? I'm sorry. So now your other two, you're just going to score at 1/4 of an inch on one side. So the other one, the middle one, in case it was up too far, you would just slide that over and do 1/4 of an inch here. All right, and then our other one, 1/4 of an inch. All right. That's what's going to give us the ability to fold this out. Now I forgot to share this with my group, so let me do that real quick. I usually do that first thing while y'all are coming on, and I was so excited about showing you this, I forgot to do it. So let me do that real quick. And I used on mine a piece of the designer series paper, and I'll show you that in a minute. So you can just stamp on a white circle, or you can use some designer series paper. Almost there. Okay. This is working. All right. So let's go ahead and do this so they can have time to get good and dry before we do anything else. So you've got your one piece. I'm just grabbing my bone folder. And you're going to burnish all of your score lines to the back. So I'm just kind of burnishing those. We've got just one on these circles. All right, now I use liquid glue, and you're just going to glue them all together like this. So I just started with one circle, and just put your liquid glue on there. And then I kind of just slid them together like that, and then pressed. And I'm going to get glue all over my fingers, but that's okay. And you got to hold it for just a minute. So I must not have held that one long enough. Now my fingers are sticking together, because it takes just a minute for this to set. Not long, but just a minute. And then once, now I do have, we might do that when we're done gluing it. I saved some small clothespins from a old paper pumpkin kit. So same thing. I'm going to slide those together. And then, whoop. Slide them together and then hold it. And you can see I've got glue coming out there. We'll clean that up. My fingers are sticking together. All right. Now let me get a wipe for my fingers. Get them cleaned off a little bit. Otherwise, they'll be sticking to everything else we're doing. Okay. No, that's probably too small. All right, I'm going to carefully set this aside so it can get good and dry. And we'll work on the rest of it. So I have, there it is. I should have 3 smaller circles. These are going to be what goes on top that you will see. And I didn't even show you, I'm using the sparkling snowflakes. I'm not using the punch that coordinates with it for this, but I'll show you a card where I did use it. But it's got this fun tag topper punch. I know it's so hard to see. That's why I turned it over, but that one's kind of hard. And then the specialty paper is called Snowflake Magic. And it's actually with a different suite in the catalog. I think with the Winter Meadow. But it has this beautiful, so you have one that's white, which is the one we're using that has the silver on it. You have one, and the others are Lost Lagoon. This is a darker version with white snowflakes, and these are not real thick. And then this is the other one. I mean, it's just beautiful. You get 2 sheets of each one. So I've got a piece of that white, and we are going to stamp on it. Now, it has some slick surfaces. It's not, you know, like our basic white. Hey, Patience. So it's a little harder to stamp on. So I will carefully, so when you're stamping on something like this, be real careful. Stamp it and then pick it up. I'm going to stamp one there. And then I'm going to carefully, hopefully, move that out of the way. And then my other 2 circles, I'm going to have to fix this. I have one that's going to have my sentiment. So this time I'm going to stamp off because I don't want it as dark. I want my sentiment to show up, and put it in the middle of that one. And then the other one, I'm also going to stamp off. And he's just to the side because we're going to use a different color for the other snowflake. Where did I put it? It's hiding. All right, so this is Misty Moonlight. And we will stamp our sentiment in Misty Moonlight full strength across that snowflake. Usually when I'm using photopolymer, I use my Stampin' Pierce mat, but these are more line item, you know, more line drawings. So it's not, they're not as solid as some. And then I'm going to get it all inked up, and I'm going to do them full strength. I may have stamped them off before, but yeah, like that. All right. That is all of our stamping. So now we can start building our piece here. So we have our other little piece. Still going to be a little careful of him. So we'll just put these all on our Lost Lagoon circles. And our sentiment. And then one more. Still being a little gentle with it. It's not like vellum, so it's going to dry much faster than vellum, but I'm still just being cautious. All right, now these will go on these circles, and they just fit. So this is the one I want on the front. So it's going to butt up right against that. This is my sentiment. It's going to go in the middle. And it's going to butt up right against both of those. So I'm just making sure that my top and my bottom are even. And then this guy, I'm going to turn it that way. All right. That piece is done. Now, I'm going to get a piece of tear and tape. This is really strong adhesive. So we can fold this guy. He just folds up like this. Hopefully that is all dry and set. Seems to be okay so far. And I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape on the back, but we want to kind of keep up with where the center is. We want it to not be crooked when we put it on. So we want to make sure it's kind of in the center. And then I like to use my Take Your Pick tool. Oh, Patience, I'm sorry, I didn't see what you said before. Never mind. And I've got a piece of ribbon. So I want to be sure I have it even. So I'm not going to really press that down, but I want my ends to come up even. And then once that looks good, let's go this way just a bit. There we go. And once that looks good, make sure it's straight. And then you can press that down. And so that's going to hold your ribbon. And then you will tie that. All right, now we're just ready to put this fun piece on our card. So I use the Snowflake something embossing folder. I'll clean up some of this out of the way. I forget what it's called. I really should have all this written down for you. And this is just a piece of thick basic white. And I do, when I've got an embossed paper, then I do like to use my liquid glue. It gets in all those little crevices better. So put that on. And then this guy, make sure you got it right side up. And you can tie that beforehand if you want. Again, I'm going to use, you could use more of your tear and tape. I used liquid glue. You want a strong adhesive. Trying to make sure my ribbons don't get in it. And then just set that so that it looks straight. And hold it for a minute so that glue can take hold. And you can go ahead and tie this. And I tied it in a bow just because it was pretty. And that way it's easier to untie too. So whoever gets this card can untie it. There we go. And then I know it's already pretty shiny, but you know, you have to have bling too. So I am using, these are the adhesive back sparkle gems. And it had a third color on here. I don't remember what it was now because I've used all of it. But we're going to use the silver ones. And I put like 5 on here because this card needed to be blinky. It's Snowflakes. It has to be very shiny. And then I did a couple up here. Oops, come back here. And then we'll put one down here. It kind of got off its backing. There we go. And that's it. There is our card. Isn't that fun? Very shimmery. And then really fun to open up, and it's a surprise. So I'll have to go fix my other one now. All right, so shortly after this, I will have on my blog all these dimensions. So if you want to make your own card like this, you can. This is not something you would want to make a bunch of for Christmas cards, but definitely something you could send to somebody special for Christmas or birthday or whatever occasion. Okay, here we go. All right. Now, I was going to show you a couple of other cards. These are cards. I've got a Christmas stamp. I know, isn't that fun? It's really not hard. I have a Christmas Stampa stack on Monday, the 16th, I think that is, that Monday. And it is called a Stampa stack because you're going to make 12 cards instead of six cards. And so the last day to sign up for that is Friday, but I thought I would show you the cards we're going to make. This is one of them. So this is using the same Snowflake set, but the only thing I used out of it was a sentiment. But there's that punch that I was telling you about. And then these are a little bit different. They look similar, but they're a little bit different embellishments. And this beautiful shimmery. So that's one of the cards we're going to make. This is the winter Winter Meadow, I think it's called. It has a little bit of the paper with it. And then we just are going to stamp and a little bit of vellum. I tried to keep them fairly simple because you're going to be making 4 of each one instead of 2. And then we had to do one with the fun bear. And I don't know. Oh, it's showing up a little bit. So I splattered Wink of Stella on the background. So it's like a starry night, starry snowy night background. And then this balmy blue is very shimmery. So it's a fun shimmery card too. So those are the cards we'll be making in class Monday night. So if you'd like to join me for that, if you're in the Little Rock area, let me know by Friday. And here it is. I was looking for the card from last week. So last week we made this truck card, and the winner of that is Debbie. So I know she said she was going to have to watch later. So when she watches, she'll be excited that she won that. So I will get that to her. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Check my blog later, and I will have the measurements for that on there. All right. Thanks. Bye.